close enough to 155 to consider it to be 155, even though it's only 153 or 154, but we will consider it as 155. Trying to keep this rather quick, and this will more than likely come out well after the fact. But I just looked at our local radar. Well, I shouldn't say local, but yeah, I've got a radar app, and I just looked at it, and wow. I will include a screenshot pursuant to that of what we have coming across currently, and it's wow. It is something else. Um, and I think I actually forgot to take a screenshot from that app, so I've got to end this so I can do just that and incorporate it into this video through an editing app. We do have thunder that is kicking off currently, and everything is coming across Lake Michigan, so that is to the west of us, which of course is our typical targeting location or area, of which a great many strange and odd sights take place. And and I can hear Muggsy out here crying for me. He hears my voice. But anyways, yeah, I won't be returning to the woods for who knows how long. It all depends on how quickly this so-called system or what have you is moving, and which does not appear to be moving real quick based on the movements of these so-called clouds. But I need to end this and maybe record just that much more once I do obtain a screenshot of what we have, as stated, coming across Lake Michigan. And it's hitting a great majority of counties along the western side of the state of Michigan. And I do believe I'm hearing the sounds of a jet aircraft, which is quite typical to hear before major precipitation events, whether liquid or frozen, at the pinnacle or peak of said precipitation event. There will also be the sounds of aircraft, and sometimes there will be just that much more sounds of aircraft if they plan on having to add to the mix to ensure their operation success as far as locations being hit. Yes, this is all opinionated, but based on many years of sky observations. And the chickens are out here, and they have heard me as well, and trying to gain my attention. But unfortunately, I believe this is going to be moving in far too quickly for me to provide anything for the animals. Of course, we still have many hours left to this day, and so once this does pass, more than likely, one of the first things I'll do is head on out to the woods to ensure what we have. And yes, these swallows are once again flying directly over my head, right near me, very low level today in comparison to, wow, yeah, in comparison to what I have been showing over the last few days with these birds. Okay. So anyways, once again, I really need to get this screenshot taken, and then more than likely I will come back with whatever should happen to occur in our very near future. Alrighty, so returning at 2 p.m. straight up, I have taken a couple of screenshots from the radar app. Well, I just had the hummingbird come up and fly in front of my face. Don't know if it flew within the viewing of the camera or not. Wow. It sounds like the chickens might have went ahead and wandered off, and I'm not hearing Muggsy out here anymore, so he might have decided to seek out shelter as well. I'll tell you one thing, I would actually like to go out into the woods just to see what might be occurring out there. Last minute cleanup crew of possible raccoons. Yeah, there we go. I keep backing up away from the hummingbird feeder because, yeah, the hummingbird's out here in the branches of the tree. Yeah, we should get another good round of rumblings from thunder, which, as far as I am concerned, because of once again a lot of observational evidences that even lightning today is artificially generated. They have the technology to speed up the electrons and whatnot in the air. Okay? And many times, if you examine a lot of lightning footages that is out there or recordings, and examine them very closely, you will see black objects or even triangular objects within the flashes of lightning bolts, or even just during heat flashes or heat lightning, flashes of heat lightning. Sometimes they might show up, but they're more commonly associated with bolt lightning. And I've seen quite a few images of lightning bolts having objects being caught within. Recordings and whatnot. Yeah, I was just hearing something very strange, kind of sidetracked my attention. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this and maybe continue on once things should happen to start rocking and rolling. If it, but yeah, they're forecasting. Our local forecast has just been Well, more misses than hits. Let's just say that. As far as I know, we never received no precipitation whatsoever last night. What is this? Oh, okay. Just another swallow, but was kind of hovering in the air for a moment. I almost thought it was some kind of a small drone at first glance, but I was actually thinking that we would be seeing a whole lot more than this. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and end this, and yeah, begin the editing process, and maybe be able to begin recording again once anything should hit. I just got hit by a droplet of fallout, so this might be more of a scenario of just a deluge of a downpour rather than fun stuff such as lightning and thunder. When we don't even have really any major winds, yeah, we are getting the rumbles a little bit later than what I imagined was going to occur, but it is ramping up. This is just really strange looking here. I don't know, maybe I'll just go ahead and hold off and we'll just play along, go with the flow, and then I'll just post this a little bit later with everything and one long video. Might as well go ahead and stick with my typical formatting of content. This here looks really crazy too. And again, okay, so we got more droplets starting to come down. Yeah, oh, there we go. What are these little round openings here? What is up with this? Huh. Well, I guess we're just going to go ahead and continue on. Oh yeah, this is just, we're getting some, like, yeah. Did you hear the hummingbird? Yeah, I don't know. This just looks all wrinkled. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like wrinkles. Get off of me. Whop. I think I hit right in the forehead by a big old drop. Okay. Yeah, my legs are getting attacked by what I think are mosquitoes. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and pause this for a moment or two, and once this begins to ramp up a little bit stronger, then we'll continue on. Continuing on at 2:15. Have to excuse me, I've got my afternoon beet chew in my mouth. Yeah, I just stepped back out here and we just had another rumble of thunder. Yeah, we'll drop down the lighting just a little bit. So, kind of curious. Even though it's over on the opposite side of the state, how is this to affect the travels of Donald Trump today? Will that have any effect? Sorry, hummingbird once again. Will it have any effect on his travels? Because if that was the case, and because of the unpredictability nature of what meteorologists have been trying to forecast, one might assume possible conspiracies taking place. Maybe not assume, maybe just imagine the possibilities. What? Like just big old nasty spider web. And yeah, we're getting some rather unique qualities to some of this stuff up here. Yeah, you hear that blue jay? He's trying to get my attention. Yeah, yeah. More than likely we'll come up to one of these trees and the branches thereof and will start in hollering at me directly, as many times that will be the case when they are in fact trying to get my attention. Well, I guess I will go ahead and pause once again. Yeah, back here definitely has the appearance of rain. That texture of the sky, that can be an indicator of precipitation moving it in. Quite a difference in coloration, as we can see. Yeah, blue jay's right up here. Right. Oh, he keeps flying back and forth here. Yeah, this is moving in rather quick, it appears. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and pause it. And we'll continue on in short form. Okay, 2:20 p.m. Well, since I walked away and put this recording on pause, there has been no sounds of birds. And I just started recording once again, midstream of the sounds of thunder. And that is basically what brought me back to the table, but there must be very few so-called thunder strikes that's occurring within our local region, so to speak. I've actually have been hearing thunder off to the east or northeast, as well, it appears as though quite a little bit of stuff has basically hop, skipped, and jumped over us. And you can see, well, look at the difference of our skies now. Okay, so we are losing the so-called formations, right? And going into more of that permacloud situation. Which is when we will get the majority of precipitation. Not from anything remotely similar to rain clouds. No. No. No, it all is generated in the whiteness. And even though there might still be what appears as though it's formations, I don't believe that is the carrier of the fallout of moisture. It is this stuff here. So again, this is something that is not akin to the majority of my memories associated with rain throughout the majority of my life. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so this lower level smokier looking stuff is moving rather quickly now, and has changed its direction of movement. It is flowing more northeast rather than directly from the west, in which on the radar it was showing all this precipitation was moving from east or from west to east. Yeah. Okay, and so now we are getting some heavier fallout. Of course, you might have just seen that flash. And there is the follow-up noise. Well, yeah, this is going to start coming down very heavy now. And as far as, you know, the meteorologist really screwing up on our weather forecasting. Okay, quite a few days back when we were being under those smoky conditions from wildfires, and they were calling for rain, and I had 3 glass jars sitting out here on the balcony all day long waiting for that forecasted rain so I could collect some samples of possible residue from particulates in the air resulting from said fires. And the rain just never came about. And then they've been completely wishy-washy over their forecasts. Well, it could be this, it could be that, you know. And again, with all the advancements in technology today, and they still can't forecast the weather accurately. That's why I only loosely listen to said weather updates or meteorological forecasts. So now the lower level winds are starting to pick up as this stuff is still, this lower level atmospheric stuff is rapidly moving across the sky. But very little movement to the stuff that is apparently higher up and seemingly moving in a completely different direction than this stuff here. Yep, this is moving more of west to east, and this stuff here is moving more of a northeast fashion. So different air currents. And that of course could be problematic because of rotational winds, if you will. See, once again, you know, boom. This is where our rain is coming from. Nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. It is all coming from this. As you can see back here, it is all that. See, at least I provide proofs and evidences with my narratives through my narrations. Unlike the cartoon images through so-called radar technologies shown on your local meteorological forecasts and updates. Okay, so now the Blue Jays are putting out a different call. Those calls being acknowledged through other calls. And these calls have only begun since I've returned back out onto the balcony. Not trying to make any connections there, just making an observation. And this is turning out to be rather lame. Especially according to those images that I have provided from earlier. And unfortunately, whoever is in control of that radar, they had zoomed in, whereas there was much more area that was shown when I had previously checked on that app. You know, the swallows are back dive bombing around. Got the Blue Jays talking. So now this is more or less just a Nice gentle down, sprinkle. I don't want to say downpour. It is picking up. The winds are starting to pick up once again. Then I'm going to go ahead and pause it, I think. Or maybe I should just go ahead and end it, seeing as how we are getting this rather moderate, gentle rain. I mean, it hasn't even started dripping off of the roof yet. So that's an indicator that we have not gotten a whole heck of a lot of rain so far. Yeah, we'll pause it for a couple more minutes. Well, yeah, I only paused it for a couple of minutes. It is 2:35 right now, correct? Yeah. And well, seems like it's starting to get just a little bit heavier as far as intensity. We've had a few more rumbles of thunder. And the rain seems to be coming down a little bit heavier, excuse me, fallout, whatever. Man, lack of rain. And then so much direct light has fried out my plants here. I attempted to keep them going with some waterings, but well, unfortunately, just apparently wasn't enough. We do have some new growth that is actually coming onto the tops of these weeds here. Little yellow flowers. I can't remember what this is called, but my nettles have died, or the nettles that were in here. The original flowers, well, they're on the return, so might possibly choke out the weed growth. Yeah, this is a real letdown. I gotta say, I was expecting, a little bit more severity, which who knows, still could come about. Once again, I have no idea how long this is to last. Just kind of going with the flow, and like I stated earlier, more likely once this does decide to stop, I will be back out in the woods. But yeah, I was ready for a nice little bout of trouble, if you will, weather related. Oh well, it is what it is, and I guess we shall leave it at that. Right now, I'm not even interested in anything further related to this. Now we do have enough of a fallout to where we are getting the runoff from the roof. But this has no feel to it as far as severity. So I will end it. Yeah, there's still possible potentials, but usually we get more signs before the rain. And now that the fallout has begun, yeah, well, we get the pusher winds now. Might get a few more rumbles here and there, but I mean, even the animals, I'm picking up on what they're feeling, and they're saying, yeah, poo-poo on this. Nice little rinse me off. And that's exactly how we shall leave it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great one. Yeah, the winds are picking up. Yeah, it is a typical observational pattern that I am quite used to, and therefore not really desiring to record any further. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great one. The Skyway's out.